live version. Well, if it's a great connection, where are you? There you are. Okay.
Did you by chance look over that texting agreement?
I did, but we'll do our own.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
but
right.
yeah, I did. It otherwise it looked fine. If you're okay with doing our standard, and we
Yep.
can attach that to it.
Absolutely. These are the checks that we've had to reissue that were stolen. We had to stop, so that's why there's not backup.
No, sir. Thank you for asking.
These are new. So.
I expect they'll be still 4 minutes. I actually don't remember the last time we didn't have a quorum. Yeah, it's. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time since I was at a meeting. Actually, the only meetings recently I've been at where there was no quorum was Florida Green Finance Authority meetings, which are like sort of like a special district, but not exactly like that.
And it's just because I haven't had a charger out there.
We have a hard. Ken is actually on that board too, but we have a hard time with quorum on that one.
So it's hanging in there.
No.
Especially this time of year, there's quorum because there's budget stuff happening. So there's never really any issue this time of year. Just two.
Good time.
I'm good. How are you?
All right, where's everybody? Thought I was late.
You're early.
Yeah.
This is
not early for me. I'm normally here about 30
Tom's
minutes
calling
early.
you.
No, I don't like to be late. I can't stand to be
I think William's in the parking lot.
How you doing, Mr. Shorty? How you doing?
Me?
Yes, you.
Tired.
That comes with age, right?
It does?
That tells your age when you start
I'm only
saying,
35.
Hey,
I'm
when
barely
you-
as old as me.
hey, when you're young, you say, I'm fine. And then after you hit 35, you say, I'm tired. All right, come on, go on. Turn me off there.
2 seconds.
I think it's Beyonce has a song. I've got to Google it because it has to do with your age, and it's about your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and your 50s. Whatever it is, I'm not experiencing what she says I should experience.
Now that's funny.
Hi, Pastor Ferguson.
How y'all doing? How's everybody in the audience? Miss Ferguson, how you doing? Hello, neighbor.
No, I didn't feel like doing it because I'm 57 and I just didn't want to do it today. I forgot because I was by myself. So let me go do that. You're supposed to say bong, wrong answer.
I guess we can get started now. We got 3 of us. So we'll have to spend the night.
Do we get Wi-Fi here?
Don't ask me. I am not the person to ask. Sherry is the person to ask.
We get Wi-Fi here?
Shorty. We're on Wi-Fi, but I don't know like the code. You can ask Mr. Metcalf. He can tell you. Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
See, I hope we make it quick. Hey, I drank water. I should have brought some coffee.
There's a vending machine out there. There's some caffeine in it.
Oh, really? No, we already, it's 6 o'clock. I ain't gonna do it. We're gonna go to, it's 3 of us here. I don't know where the other people are. Y'all don't charge for late fees? We need to. You have to figure out something for everybody. Come in, so what is some type of understanding? Not every meeting, it's only twice a month.
Well, one of the things that can happen is that every house tonight, ahead of time again, every council person has a right to say.
It's terrible.
Every council member has a right to say.
I'm gonna say it because the people are here always waiting. I mean, if you ain't coming out of traffic, I get it. But if you come from far, fine. Somebody has to show up. If somebody else has to show up, like a team, like, okay, y'all know I'm coming from far with you. If you coming from far, yeah, you should be there. You live right there.
No.
I know you
We're
got
on
kids
agenda
and kids.
strike.
I get it. But it's twice a month. That's all.
I agree.
And if I'm late, I'll call you. I don't want you just looking at me disappearing. I ain't coming.
It's on.
I ain't gonna miss them 15 minutes, 15
Is it on?
When you don't,
Since you started Pastor Ferguson.
then you bust in here and hit the door.
I agree.
I was gonna tell her, if I say it once, I say it twice.
Go ahead. You can say it off from here.
I'm saying, why are you always late? Like, you get off from work or what? I can understand that. If it's a job. Not every meeting. But that must have been going on a long time. Because people come.
It straightens out and it does. It's back and forth. So.
Okay.
We'll talk. And like I said, feel free. Alrighty.
Feel free to piss them.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to get started momentarily. We're going to actually, we're just going to give it a moment, if you will, if you take your phones, if you just place those on vibrate, and we'll get started in just a moment. Thanks. Thank you so much, and we do have a quorum, so at this time, we're going to call the Town of Magonia Park regular council meeting of August 1st, 2023 into session. Roll call, please.
Mayor Alberry.
Here.
Councilmember Davis Quince.
Here.
And Councilmember McConnell.
Here.
Thank you so much. At this time, let us stand for our invocation, please. Most kind and gracious Father, we thank you again for this day that you've given us and the breath that we have in our bodies to be able to come and just say thanks for allowing us to be the public servants that we've been appointed and elected to be. We pray and ask that everything that we say will be pleasing and it would advance the cause of those that we've been elected to serve. We ask now that you would be with us, we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Our pledge of allegiance. Excuse me. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. You may be seated. And our apologies, we switched sides of the flags, and so we had to just make sure we turn to the right side, so our apologies for that. At this time, we're going to attend to our agenda. Are there any additions, deletions, or substitutions to the agenda?
None from staff, sir.
Thank you so much. But council, is there any items on the agenda to be attended to be added or deleted? Hearing none. A motion to approve the agenda as submitted. Has been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Has been properly moved and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It is carried. And before we go on to our next item, let the record reflect that Councilwoman Webb has joined the dais. Our next item is our, excuse me, is our consent agenda. As you just follow along with us, and if you're online, and we have the agendas posted there as well, those items that are annotated with an asterisk are items to be considered for our consent agenda. We have item 2A. This is minutes of our regular town council meeting of July 18th, 2023. Minutes of our local planning agency, or LPA, hearing of July 18th, 2023. And those are, we have additional items. Item 7A, bills and vouchers in the amount of $186,037.62 from our general fund from April 2023. Item 7B, bills and vouchers, 7A, in the amount of $78,887.43 from our general fund, and this reflects June 2023. Item 7B, bills and vouchers in the amount of $3,000 Parks and Recreation, May 2023. And then we also have item 7B, bills and vouchers in the amount of $125, Parks and Recreation, of June 2023. We have item 7C, bills and vouchers in the amount of $47,084.96 from our utility fund, reflecting April 2023. Bills and vouchers in the amount of $85,872.34 from our utility fund from May 2023. Bills and vouchers in the amount of $100 from our utility fund 2023. And item 7D, bills and vouchers in the amount of $125 from our utility fund deposit of April 2023. Are there any items to be removed or added to the consent agenda?
No, sir.
Seeing that there are no items to be added or to be removed, motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I so move we approve the consent agenda.
It has been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Has been properly moved and second. All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. It is carried. Thank you so much. We'll continue on our agenda. Our next item is item 7. Excuse me. My apologies. Is item 5, Palm Beach County League of Cities Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Nice to be with you this evening. Just a reminder for calendaring purposes, the next general membership meeting of the league is August 23rd, and that's going to be out in Wellington at the Wellington Community Center. The address is 12150 Forest Hill Boulevard out in Wellington. The speaker is Tom Lanahan. He's the executive director of the Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council, and he's going to be talking about the new Live Local legislation. So just for your calendaring purposes, there always is RSVP requirements. So if you want to go, get with Manager Metcalf so you can get a spot reserved. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions or comments for Amity? Hearing none, we'll go to our next item, which is item 6. This is ordinances and resolutions. We have ordinance 2023-02. This is, of course, a second reading. Amend the town's comprehensive zoning ordinance at section 9 districts as reflected. We'll go now to our attorney.
Thank you, sir. I do need to read this one by title. As you said, it's ordinance number 2023-02, an ordinance of the Town Council of the Town of Mangonia Park, Florida, amending the town's comprehensive zoning ordinance at section 9 districts to revise the schedule of district regulations to increase the permissible lot coverage, add a building height regulation for residential uses, and add residential uses under 20% of the total land area as permitted uses within the PCC zoning district and bioscience overlay, and add residential uses over 20% of the total land area as special exception use within the bioscience overlay, add section 12A Planned Commerce Center PCC to increase the permissible lot coverage and add a building height regulation for residential uses, at section 12D bioscience overlay to allow residential uses within the bioscience overlay under certain circumstances, and at section 16 off-street parking requirements to clarify the space size for residential parking spaces, then reduce the required number of spaces for residential uses housing elderly within the PCC zoning district, providing an effective date and, providing that each and every other section and subsection of the town's comprehensive zoning ordinance shall remain in full force and effect as previously adopted, providing a conflicts clause, a severability clause, and authority to codify, providing an effective date and for other purposes. As you said, this is second reading, so I'll answer any questions.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions or comments? As it relates to the proposed ordinance, second?
Mr. Mayor and council, so this is, I think everyone's familiar with this. This is the text amendment that was driven by the developer who's looking to put in the senior apartments that we've talked about. And of course, his planner, Josh, is here tonight, and also his team members, if you have questions for them as well. And as the attorney indicated, questions for staff.
Yeah, thank you so much. Seeing that there are no questions or comments from the dais or from staff at this point, and the applicant is here, we'll give the applicant an opportunity if there is any additional information he'd like to share with us.
Yeah, go ahead and swear you in. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? I do. Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Good. Good evening. Josh Nichols for the record with Schmidt Nichols. And just wanted 15 seconds. I know we've all seen these provisions and kind of worked over those several times, but really wanted to thank you to staff, to Mitty, to Ken, Sherry, Commission. I know we've had many meetings on these items, and Ken for pulling together the bioscience overlay meeting, which I still can't believe that took place and we were able to get that through. So just again, thank you. One thing I didn't mention that happened in our previous meeting was that this project that all these code amendments were done for was actually awarded the county funding. So there's only one project, and the project that this related to won the funding from the county side, which is really the only way you have a chance at the state level. So we're really in good position to move forward to the state and looking to submit that application here in the next few days. So again, really appreciate your help in making this come to fruition. So thank you.
Well, certainly. We'll see if there's any questions or comments for the applicant. As he stated, we've had meetings and we may have had full conversation on the item. Josh, if you would, just clarity on the funding, if I may, at this time. And we're excited that it was considered. Right. So the funding itself, that mechanism would allow for the funding to take place. That would do what? Does it end at any point in time and so forth? We'll just give an opportunity.
I may defer to Joe on this
Okay,
one.
certainly.
For the funding. Thank you.
All righty, and we'll just have you sworn in.
Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, sir?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay.
For the record, my name is Joseph Glucksman, president of McCurdy Senior Housing Corporation. I'm part of the development team and operational team for the Waterview Apartments, and I'm very excited about the project. You had a question regarding the funding?
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay. At this point, affordable housing funding is, kind of crazy, especially with all the laws that have been passed just recently. But the state does have funding set aside for 9% tax credits to go towards new construction of communities, affordable housing communities, such as what's being proposed for water view apartments. Affordable, 60% or below of the area median income, which is pretty significantly high for Palm Beach County. And we're specializing in serving seniors 62 and above, or disabled adults with a preference for 55 and above to look towards a homogeneous community here at Waterview Apartments. We're hopeful to secure the funding from the state. If we do, that 9% tax credits is kind of like the golden ring for affordable housing. It will fund 90% of the $47 million price tag on this particular project right now. So we're pretty excited about it in that we won a local competition and we've been recommended as the new development to receive this funding from the state. It's rather competitive at the state level. To be honest with you, maybe 1 in 7, 1 in 8 applications actually get funded. But with the recommendation of the Board of County Commissioners and everything that the town of Mangonia Park has done to demonstrate local support for this community is everything. And we know that it's being looked at very favorably already at the state level.
Great, great.
I'm going to take this opportunity of thanking the commission, thanking staff in particular, and echoing Josh's comments before on how well staff had coordinated with the development team to ensure that we would have everything that we needed to have in place in order to make a successful application. And I thank you again for that.
Great.
Any other questions that I could address for you?
No, thank you. We already talked about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Glad to have you.
All right, thanks. We certainly appreciate it. Okay, with that, if there's no other questions or comments, any questions or comments from dais? Okay, hearing none. Okay, and this is a public meeting. We'll take the opportunity to now go to the floor to see if there's any comment from the public. We also may have individuals online, and if you've joined us online, feel free to have comment as well. And again, just for the record, there's a slight delay for those who may have comments online, but the floor is now open for public comment. Okay,
You had one viewer, but now you're down to 0.
Okay. Alrighty, seeing that there's no public comment, we'll close the floor to public comment. I think everybody's excited and soon to be 65 years old, so they're looking for this building to be built. Okay. Yes.
62? Yeah.
Okay.
62.
62. 62.
65 to 62.
All right, so with that understanding that there's no other comments or questions, we've had full discussion and meetings. So with that, a motion, please, as it relates to the ordinance being considered. What is your pleasure?
I so move that we approve ordinance 2023-02, second reading.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Buchanan Webb?
Yes.
Councilmember Davis Quint?
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell?
Yes.
Mayor Alberry?
Yes.
It passes unanimously.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, and we look forward to continued working together and putting the shovels in the ground before year's end. Okay, great. Because I'll be approaching 62 in a couple of years.
By the time you finish, right? By the time you finish the project, we'll be old enough to move in.
All right, thanks so much, and we look forward to
Thank
working
you,
with you
guys.
going
Thank you
forward.
so
Okay, certainly. Okay, just as we continue on our agenda, our next item is item 7E, and this is consideration for the approval of a contract between the town of Mangonia Park and community for texting agreement for informational public notice purposes. Okay, so we'll go now to Ken for item 7E.
Mayor and council, thank you for your time this evening. And this item we brought before you at the last meeting. So at the last meeting, council gave authorization to staff to go and start negotiating an agreement with community for this texting service. And so I'm bringing it back with full disclosure tonight. So what we found in the agreement, there is a copy in your packet on your tablet or in your packet if you have it. So the attorney has looked at this, and if she has comments, certainly can speak up. And certainly we'll do our own agreement that they have to sign. But the basis of the agreement is this: it is a one-year agreement, $199 per month. In addition to the $199, there is a price per message of 2 cents. Okay, there's also a carrier fee per message of a quarter penny per message, so 0.0025 per message. There is a $10 per month maintenance fee, and there is a one-time fee of $94 for registration. So just doing some figures on a tough month where we have to get out, let's say, 700 messages, that 2 cents extra charge, that would be $14. 700 text messages where we're using that quarter penny, that would be $1.75. So it's still very much in line with what the other proposals were. We're anxious to get started, and we hope you will approve this. And if the attorney would like to.
I don't have anything substantive, just as I typically do, I'll prepare your standard agreement and we'll incorporate what's in your backup tonight as an exhibit to that, but just so that our standard terms are in there, that's typically how we proceed, depending on how you act tonight. Thank you, Manager Metcalf.
Okay, great, thanks. Any questions as it relates to this item? And just before we have conversation, let the record reflect that Vice Mayor Johnson is on the dais. And again, this is concerning the texting program that we've been asking about, and so information has been gathered, and this is the recommendation coming from the staff for this particular service. Is there any questions or comments from council?
Excuse me. So for this text messaging, this will cover everyone that's a registered voter or everyone in town? How would you cover?
Right, so they will have to register. We'll have a little marketing campaign on the front end. They give us a kit to, draw people's attention to it. There'll be a link on our website. People can register that way, or they just call in. We'll register their numbers for them. So
it'll be numbers and not emails? The text
this will be text messages only.
Text
yes.
messages only, so phone numbers.
Correct.
How do
Correct.
we register?
So what they do is they assign us a number using the 561 area code. They haven't assigned that yet because we haven't signed the agreement yet. So the citizen or business owner or someone just passing through, they can text that number. It will go to an email or to a phone number that's associated with the town. The person will get an automatic response, and depending on the type of question it is, it'll go to the appropriate individual in town. So if it's like a pothole situation, you text that, you'll get a message back, and also a message will go to the Public Works Director.
So what if a person wanted to contact a council member? Will it come in also to them?
I'm sure, I don't know for sure, but I'm almost positive there's a way to do that. So it's going to be one phone number. But certainly if someone texts in that they want to speak to a council member, we can forward that text to the council member. But there might be another way to do that, but at a minimum.
So the main reason for having it really is to send out messages to the public as to what is going on, what we're doing, whatever functions or whatever events are going on. That's the main reason for it.
That's the main reason, to get information out, especially in emergency situations. There's also some consideration on the state level that anytime you have a boil water, that it's going to be mandatory that you send by text in addition to the standard door-to-door notification. So that's being considered now. But certainly when we have these events, we're going to send out messages to everyone that's registered. And we know that council will help us get the word out on that. for a small
Okay.
fee.
Okay, all right, other questions or comments? Any other questions or comments?
My only question is, did you have an indication of how soon the service would be in place?
This is a guess based on what they've told me so far, certainly within 30 days.
Thank you, very good.
And we probably will draft our agreement to indicate as such.
One other question, are we doing 1 year, are we doing 2 years, or, you know, to test it?
1 year.
1 year, okay. All right.
Other questions or comments? No, I think you may have said in previous meetings, but are they currently providing services for other municipalities?
They have quite a few municipalities, large and small.
Okay.
On the large side, they have New York City and New Orleans, and they have several smaller communities in Florida and other states. They also, this is not a municipality, but they do have the White House. I get an occasional text message from President Biden. So they have some, and they have a lot of Congress members as well.
Okay. All righty, just wanted to make sure they weren't new to the party. So they have an extensive history. Oh, good.
Right.
Okay. All righty, other questions or comments? Hearing none, what is your pleasure? Motion, please.
I so move we approve the text messaging system that is coming to our town to make us better.
Okay, I'm sorry, a little louder, turn your mic.
I so move that we approve this anticipated text messaging system that we're waiting on.
Motion has been made to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Has been properly moved and seconded. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Councilmember Buchanan Webb, Councilmember Davis Quint.
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Oh, yes.
and Mayor Alderman.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. Our next item is item 7F, and this is consideration of the approval of an agreement between the Town of Mangonia Park and Florida Power and Light, or FPL, for the installation of LED conversion lighting systems. Ken?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, this item has been in front of you a couple of times. So what we're asking Council to consider and approve tonight is the ability for FPL to switch out all of our street lighting to LED lighting. And we had their representative here on a couple of occasions. This agreement will not cost the town anything to do. And this is only for the lighting. This is not, I know we had some discussion about poles and whatnot. This is just for the lighting. And I'm sure the attorney can come up with our own agreement that they would be happy to sign, I'm sure. I'll answer as many questions as I can. Their representative was not available tonight, but any questions I'll be happy to try and answer or forward to them for clarification in the future. That's it. I'll answer any questions you might have.
Thank you so much. Any questions or comments? I know we've had discussion on this as well, but if there's questions or comments from the council?
Just one.
McConnell?
This is just for the existing lights,
That's correct.
nothing extra.
Nothing
We
extra.
haven't got into that.
No.
Okay, anything else? Okay, other comments or questions?
Mayor, I should clarify, this will take, if you approve this tonight, it'll take 5 to 6 months to get underway.
Thanks so much. Any additional questions or comments? Hearing none, motion please. Alrighty,
That's on F.
okay, item 7F, what is your pleasure?
I so
Motion
move
please.
we approve FPNL switching out the lights on the existing poles.
Okay, motion has been made to approve item 7F. Is there a second?
Second.
Has been properly moved and seconded. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call please.
I just have a statement to make before the roll call. It's very difficult, even though I'm hard of hearing. I don't know if they can hear you clearly. I can't. I can't hear Are you speaking into your mics? Councilmember Buchanan Webb,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis Quint,
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
Mayor Alberry, Vice Mayor Johnson, sorry about that,
Yes.
and Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
It passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. And just as stated, technically speaking, if we can just go into the mic so that it's clear that everyone can hear and be properly recorded. Thanks for letting us know. Our next item is item 7G, and this is consideration for the approval of an agreement between the town of Magonia Park and the City of West Palm Beach Fire Department for fire services effective October 1st, 2023 to go through September 30th, 2028. Ken or Minnie?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, so this, if you recall at our previous meeting, Chief Maddie from West Palm Beach, she was here and did a little Q&A with everyone, and our attorney has looked at the proposed agreement, has sent some minor modifications back. I don't know if we've heard back from their attorney, but those modifications are minor. So we would, if approved tonight, we would bring back the corrected version for you to approve. But this would give us the go-ahead, and hopefully by October 1st, we would be in a new agreement with them.
Okay. All righty, and so just before council comments, anything else to add to?
No, what he said is actually absolutely correct. The version that you have before you is redlined. Those are my proposed edits. As he indicated, as Manager Metcalf indicated, they're minor. So I don't expect there'll be any issue from the city, but again, they haven't responded, so I'll reach out again, but minor edits.
Okay.
Very consistent with your previous agreements with them.
Okay, so with that, do we have any questions or comments from council? Any questions or comments? Okay, and just scanning through, and I know you've had the opportunity, or if not, it's there for scanning through, and so we do see the insertions by our attorney, and which has been reviewed for legal sufficiency and correction. Okay, so with that, you have any questions or comments?
Where are we exactly?
Okay. If not, then what we can do, we haven't heard back from them yet.
No, sir, we sent, and at the previous meeting, as Manager Metcalf indicated, I went over the couple minor deviations, but I sent the red lines. I would expect they'll accept them. I'll reach out to her, but you could approve it, and if
Subject to.
they send back any modifications, we'll have to bring that back to you, but based on the substantive nature of the comments, or lack thereof, I don't expect they'll have issue with what I proposed.
Okay, well, thanks so much. So if indeed we are agreeable to this, we can approve it subject to West Palm Beach, of course, accepting the revisions, and if so, then of course we'll come back and attend to those revisions. So with that, if there's no other questions or comments, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I so move that we approve the agreement between the town of Mangonia Park and the City of West Palm Beach Fire Department as presented with subjected corrections.
Okay. Motion has been made to approve the agreement subject to any revisions or corrections needing to be made. Is there a second to that?
I second.
Has been moved and properly second. Are there any additional questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Buchanan Webb,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis Quint,
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yes.
And Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
It passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. As we continue on in our agenda, our next item is item 7H. And this is a request for the approval of an emergency sewer line road repair located at 48th Street and East Avenue in the amount not to exceed $15,000 to SNC Contracting. Ken?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, so I think in our one-on-ones, we discussed this, and I just want to clarify a couple of things. Now, first of all, the work has been completed. What you're doing tonight is ratifying that action, and the amount of money is correct, the contractor is correct. This was something that was unavoidable, and we did make the repair. It does appear to be the result of another utility nicking the line. We've got some investigating to do on that. This is all very new information. Of course, our priority at the time was to fix the line, which we've done. So I'll be happy to answer any questions on that. Certainly, our recommendation is that you approve or ratify the action of staff.
Thank you so much. You've heard the explanation of the item and the recommendation from staff. Have any questions or comments as it relates to the item? Any questions or comments for item 7H?
After investigation, will they be sent a bill? After the investigation is completed, will they be sent a bill, whomever the individual is?
Well, depending on if they're at fault. There's a chance we could be at fault. So we'll do an honest investigation. We'll be talking to them. We'll kind of hear what their version of it is. And certainly, all this is going to be reported back to you. If they're at fault, yes.
Thank you.
Other questions or comments? Okay. This appears as if two utilities converged, and we just need to find out who made the left-hand turn when they should have turned right. Okay. Other questions or comments? Okay. Hearing none. Motion, please.
Mr. Mayor, I so move that we approve the emergency sewer line repairs as stated in the agenda, not to exceed $15,000 to SMC Contracting.
Motion has been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Has been properly moved and seconded. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Buchanan Webb,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis Quince,
Yes.
A little louder into your mic.
Oh, yes.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yes.
and Mayor Albury.
Yes.
It passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. And at this time, we've concluded all of our action items, and now we'll go to public comments. At this time, the floor is open for any public comment. While we may know you here, we just ask that you state your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, everybody.
Good
evening.
Board and all. My name is Pastor George Ferguson. I live here in Magonia Park at Hampton Court. First of all, I want to say, I just want everybody to just applaud our town manager. My goodness, he's doing a great job. Wow, man, just to hear what's going on, some of the stuff I heard tonight, and the whole board approving it. We applaud our board as well. My goodness, y'all doing a great job, man. I don't have much to say. That's basically what I have to say. I'm excited to hear the new projects coming up, and I know there's glitches sometimes somewhere and all, but you all are working through all of it. And I just thank God for being a resident in this area. This Saturday, you all having a back to school bash. Now, what is always going to be considered in that? Is that so we can tell someone and invite them out?
Certainly, we'll go to staff.
So the main thing is what you see in the back of the room, school supplies given away. We're going to have some food. We're going to have some entertainment. The sheriff's department is going to provide some static displays for us. So there'll be a number of things out there. I'm sure I missed several things, but the main thing is the backpack and the school supply giveaway.
It's scheduled from 12 to 3.
Okay. But what type of crowd you expecting? Have y'all just considered that at all? The amount of kids or people and what have you?
There was a door-to-door hanger that was given to the community, but that doesn't always work. So we're doing a lot of word of mouth. Is that what it's called?
Right.
And we're relying upon you and your wife to do that as well, Mr. Kelly, and the council to tell their neighbors. But and we've advertised previously. We have businesses that have donated a few things. The backpacks are some of the main things that they donated. There's going to be a Kona ice truck, the ice truck, Kona Ice. It was a very expensive purchase that was donated by a business in town. And then, like Ken said, the main thing are the backpacks from kindergarten to 12th grade. It's normally called the Annual Heritage Festival, but we didn't get anything heritage prepared. But the sheriff's office has gone into their storehouse. And can you tell us what you're bringing? Because I can't remember everything.
All right, so basically there will be 3 deputies, including myself and the captain, to make that 4 deputies. On scene, we will have our Eagle, our helicopter will land out in the field, our emergency field force, bring a static display, bomb squad, the motor unit, pretty much anything that PBSO has besides horses.
Oh,
Because it's too
the
hot.
horses.
So no horses during our hot summer months, and our SWAT team is kind of taxed right now. So there'll be 7 or 8 different static displays, especially units. I heard there was a DJ.
There
think
is.
you guys mentioned that. And then we'll have some little items to give out to the kids and whatnot, and conversation, community policing stuff.
Well, that sounds pretty good. I'll do my
Okay, well,
diligence, especially in Hampton
welcome to
Court,
you.
to get the young people out. Y'all can hear me good? I'm
Do
sorry.
they have to be registered?
No, we did
No.
not register them.
Okay.
And then also with Hampton Court, we are offering the van for pickup.
All right.
Okay.
So we were hoping that you would be here tonight so that we could ask, or I was going to contact her to ask her. Because of the new laws with the immigration and everything,
Correct.
we discussed in budget session how there are a lot of people that are Latino descent that are afraid.
Correct.
All of you shared that at the budget session, so we're hoping, because you're a resident there, that you'll be able to ease their mind and maybe, help them to recognize that we're using town transportation to pick them up. 12 members at a time, they can come, it's free, and there's going to be delicious food.
Okay.
Right,
Or
and-
trying to encourage
I'm
them.
sorry, I know there's questions, but we'll allow the resident to finish, and then we'll get to your questions.
All
All
right.
right, thanks.
So one thing was resolved, and I appreciate you all doing it. I don't know who put the sign up out at Hampton Court area, but because I asked for every meeting to put the sign out there to let us know there's a meeting, so there was a sign out there this time. So I appreciate that. And I think last thing I have is, so that's what y'all talking about with texting. Is going to be able to inform us for things such as this.
Yes, sir.
So long as we register. Would it be any back cost for us, or do you know or not? Okay.
Just through your taxes. No, no, it's on us. No fee for you.
Okay.
The texting.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, I'm past the 6280, so I'm ready for that.
By the time they finish, we'll all be about 62.
Okay, so we got a Vice Mayor, Councilwoman Davis,
Okay.
and then Councilwoman Webb.
I just wanted to ask the deputy if the activities will include the drones? Was that one of the ones that you were trying to remember? Just hoping.
Yes, drones will be there.
Wonderful.
Okay, good, they're back. Okay, good, good. Okay, Councilwoman Davis, you're deferring? Okay, Councilwoman Webb?
Pastor Ferguson, thank you for everything that you're doing or have done so far, and it's great that you're in the Hampton Court area and you're able to get through to most residents, if possible. So because the sheriff department is going to be there, you're going to find they're going to be really scared. So it's just a matter of them trusting, and I'm going to emphasize that. If they don't trust what you have to say, forget it. They're not going to come out. Or it could be that you convince them enough and they come out there and then they see the sheriff's office, then they're going to get scared. As is, so I'm going to give like rough numbers. Say, for example, this time of year, school year would be like the schools would be full with like 10%. I think it's like at a 5% because a lot of people not sending their kids back to school because of the same immigration law that has been passed.
Right. And that's sad too, but we got to still, we're going to do our best and our due diligence to try to encourage them all. I'll talk with the front office. As a matter of fact, tomorrow sometime, I'll talk with the front office, and then we'll try to get out in the community, do footwork here, and do our best to get them out there. So,
And if
we
you need
can go
some,
from there.
and if you need some assistance from us, let us know so we can help bolster that. and
Oh, I
make sure
will,
we get the
yeah, I will,
information
but
out there.
I'll work
We have
on it real
signs
hard,
that are
for
there.
sure.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay, great.
Sound
And we
good?
didn't pre-register the backpacks, but we'll have someone at the backpack table because they are specific for the town of Bengonia Park
Absolutely.
and not the people that live here and all of their relatives. And it's pretty much first come, first served basis, and I think we have 199. We might have been one shy of 200. That's how we usually do that.
So it will be at the table registration before the backpacks are given out, you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
We'll have a form because it helps with this texting agreement and with email, with water bills, with everything. We try to get as much information with the reading program for the future when we take names and everything, when we register them.
That's good.
So-
What will they need to do to prove residency?
Just their driver's license and if they have a lease or whatever, if the license doesn't match.
Okay.
And to be honest, we're probably gonna know,
You'll know it,
you know. if they
most
are or
of them.
Well,
Yeah.
right, for the residents that
Right.
usually live in the single-family neighborhood and the new residents that are over in
Yeah.
Enclave. But Tiffany Lake changes, and so does Hampton Court. That's why we need help with Hampton Court.
Right.
So we can give you a pre-registration, we can give you a pre-registration
Make
form
sure
for
you do
Hampton Court maybe by Thursday
Okay,
with what we used in the past.
okay, and then we can get it out there to them, and hopefully they'll go from there. That's all we can do, we can pray about it, and hopefully we do our due
Right.
diligence, and it'll all work out.
Will
Thank
it,
you, Mr. Ferguson.
would it be
Thank
help,
you, wife.
excuse me,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Would it be helpful to have a flyer that's in,
We will
I'll-
present them with a flyer and with the registration on the back.
with various
what we've usually
language?
done.
Okay.
Various languages.
We try to, yeah, in Creole and Spanish. We try to keep it close to the vest because I know in the past that we've had multiple cities try and come and encroach upon what we have for our residents. And so we try to discourage that. Like at the annual toy giveaway, those registrations are given out well in advance usually. At the backpack, we've done it in advance and at the table. Not
Okay.
just for the backpack giveaway, but just in general.
But that's good, we always know people gonna try to ease in on what you
It's
got
okay.
going good, so, but we
We
know how
tell
to
them
handle
that
it.
they would have to either wait or,
Right,
and then sometimes we just say to the first 100 children that arrive. But we hope that agencies like the sheriff's office, the fire department's going to be there, and I think the bookmobile too, but the sheriff's office is pretty much taking up the park.
sound good.
With their, thank you.
Again, so keeping things, close to the chest or whatnot, PBSO actually has additional backpacks that I have
Right.
not thrown into the mix, but I picked those
54,
up
I think,
on-
or 50.
Yeah, I picked those up on Thursday.
Oh, good.
And technology is a great thing, so my report is in front of me. So we will have the Eagle, we will have K-9, we'll have motors, a marine unit with a boat, the emergency field force.
Boat?
Which is, riot control, stuff like that, presidential detail, EODs, the bomb squad, and the drones.
What? Wow, that's
Doing
great.
So we haven't experienced that in quite a few years from the sheriff's office. They did do it, and it was very impressive when they did it the last time, when they had all of these different departments show up. It was quite nice.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So in other words, he's trying to bring the kid out of us there.
It made Lisa want to go back into the
We'll
sheriff's
let you
office.
climb in and play on the
Don't worry about it, don't worry about that, not right now.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
Okay, great,
Thank
great.
you.
Well, thank you.
Certainly. All righty, any other comments from the floor? Any other public comment?
No.
Okay.
Tom Kelly, 1717 Boardman Avenue. If you think you're gonna have a problem with the Spanish coming out, can you maybe get a ballpark number of who's in there that might not come and maybe set some aside for those families?
That's a great idea. Thank you.
We usually
We
deliver,
usually-
Ken delivers to Hampton, or has the rest delivered to Hampton Court for that, with their front office. But
Oh,
thank you
certainly.
for stating it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We'll make sure we have that happen. Okay, great, so we'll look forward to it. Now, the only, I'm sorry.
Yours doing that vibrating?
Hi, everybody.
Good evening.
Rosalind, Pastor Ferguson. I'm his wife. But, I was going to ask, can the delivery be done to us and we distribute?
We normally take
Because
to the office.
the office, they'll be given to anybody.
You're talking about the flyers?
What, it can be flyers, it can be pamphlets, it can be the rest of the bags, it can be whatever, because we'll walk and drive and do whatever we need to do for, the neighbors who we need to give it to, because, if they sit at the office, it's gonna be whoever comes in the office. And that, I'm not,
Yeah, we'll
I'm
we'll
not
get
okay
you
with that.
a large stack of flyers.
yeah, make sure, yeah, so we can, just walk them and in the areas that we know, especially where the, Hispanics, are.
That's where the registration comes into play. And then at Christmas time, we've done that because of situations like that, but Public Works delivers them. They
Okay.
go into the
And council
registration,
members,
and
yeah.
council members deliver.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But if you got them the registrations, and even if they can turn them back into you, and
Gee,
you give
that
them
was
to
gonna
us,
be my
that would be great.
That would be fine. We don't mind about that. I just want to make sure that, the gentleman, he made a great point. That was just excellent. Because if they are afraid, they are not going to return. I have, Spanish, and Hispanic Hispanic students, and their parents are texting me like since last month and are like, you know, we don't know if we're coming back. We don't know if the children are returning to school because of the immigration laws. So, and it's frightening, you know, and it hurts because we can't see them go forward. You know, we want them to graduate too. We want them to have a diploma as well, but, and be educated as well. So, you know, it kind of gets to you. So, you know, you just want to make sure that they are covered as much as we can cover them, and much as we can protect them. So, yeah.
First Lady Ferguson, thank you for your continued support, your suggestions, and all your ideas. I was going to suggest the same thing that Sherry suggested. We've done it in the past where we collect the applications or the registrations, we take them back, and then we'll staple them to the bags. And the office normally ensure that they get them. But if you're going to take that part of it on and make sure that they also get them. One of the things I've been helping with or guiding parents with that don't want to send their kids back to school, there's also virtual. They can do at-home schooling, or they can do virtual instead of just having the kids sitting home and not doing anything.
Yes.
And then you have the ones that are not that computer tech savvy. They have 211 that you can call, and they'll help them. There's also programs out there that would help them to either set up. And then I think Comcast now has a program still. The internet is not free. I think it's like $6 and change, but they still get a laptop if they're
From
going to stay
school,
home,
yes.
go to school.
It's $10.
So they're still doing a lot of things, and then because Florida is aware of what's going on, I believe most of the schools are actually working with them.
Yes.
I've registered so far 5 parents.
And I've told my Hispanic parents to go up to the school and sign up for.
They're not going to the
for
school.
virtual.
They're
And
not.
then one parent told me, of course in Spanish, but I Google Translate. She told me, I don't want to go there. I want to just be able to sign her up for online for virtual schooling. So, yeah, you're right. They are just terrified. So we just have to do what we have to do to protect them and cover them as much as possible. Most of all, pray for them. So.
Thank you.
Okay. All righty, thanks so much. All righty, now just before we move, the only issue I have is that the horses won't be there. I mean, they ride through the desert, I mean, and it's hot in the desert. They can't. I'm just. It's too hot.
Right from the beginning of the day, I mean, noon, so it's not, it's gonna get.
Not even for a half an hour?
So, yeah, I remember all of those cowboy movies, and they roll through the desert and everything. Okay, all right, we appreciate it, thanks so much. Okay.
They gotta load them up and, you know, they may only be here for a half an hour, but
That's
They're
a
gonna be
lot.
out there for hours.
And that trailer and you hunt too, have them in there.
Oh, yes.
But I do want to echo the appreciation, all the dedication you all are putting into this event.
Oh,
To
absolutely.
make sure all of the various departments are represented, that's great. That makes the whole event easy for us.
Oh,
Thank you so
absolutely.
much.
Oh, definitely.
And I too want to thank the Fergusons for your dedication to the residents in your neighborhood. That's very, very admirable.
All right.
Thank you for
And if
that.
anybody questions that Horse in the Desert, I think it was Hidalgo, was the movie. Check it out. Right, Tom? I think that was it.
Horse in the desert with no name.
All right, so at this time, we're going to go to our departments. Again, I'm sorry.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, pardon me.
I'm sorry, we're now going to close the floor to public comment. My apologies, I left it open. Okay, I can.
Okay, so I'll be very brief, and y'all just all stole my thunder on the back-to-school bash, so I won't cover that. I will say that for upcoming agendas, just let me give you a little taste on that. We do need to have a special called meeting next Tuesday, just for a few items. It will go very quickly. We do have a budget workshop already scheduled for that night. So probably 15, 20-minute meeting prior to that, get some things done. We have an agreement with the county for code enforcement. We need to re-up on, that's an annual thing. We're going to bring to you a proposal for a new air conditioning unit. And I think we dropped a hint about that last workshop. So we're going to bring that to you next Tuesday, and that's for Town Hall. We have a group of meeting minutes that we need to approve. And of course, we will have the budget workshop following that. On the regular scheduled meeting on the 15th, just to give you a little preview, we are anticipating a special exception hearing for Intrepid Detox. We anticipate a final site plan approval for HOCC, and those are the big items there. We have a senior social at the community center on August 10th. And really, that's about it, unless you have any questions for me. And one last thing, near the end of last week, somebody brought a very nice surprise to Town Hall for the staff, and that was some delicious pasta salad. So thank you, Pastor and Pastor, for that. It was delicious. So appreciate that.
Okay.
And appreciate your kind words. So that's all that I have.
Great. Okay, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Okay. Anything else, Ken?
No, sir, that's it.
All right, thanks. Any questions or comments for Ken? Hearing none. PBSO?
We were stole the thunder there, so we covered everything that we were brought, and the rest of the report is as.
Thank you so much. Any comments or questions for PBSO? Okay, all right, thanks so much. Amity?
Nothing specific, sir, thank you.
Thanks so much. Any questions or comments for Amity? Okay, thanks. So at this time, we'll come now to the dais and see if there's anything, Councilwoman Webb?
No.
Okay. Councilwoman Davis Quintz? Okay. Councilman McConnell?
No.
Okay, Vice Mayor?
I hate to break the pattern here. No.
Okay. Alrighty, and I have nothing for the good of the order as well. So if there's nothing else to be discussed?
So moved.
Okay, and if not, we'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Councilman Ward?
I so move.
Second.
Okay, has been properly moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It is carried. Thank you so much for attending, and we look forward to seeing everybody the weekend. Thanks so much, and have a great one.
Mayor, all this is, concern over here.
I've been trying to find my shades for the longest. Did I leave them on the bus?
Yeah. No, we left it at Cassie's desk.
No, they
Yeah, oh, yeah, I remember when I was on the bus. I was looking for them.
you have the total build out.
Hi, Shorty, how are you?
I'll be back.
Okay.
You don't look so hot.
I'm still have like 20 minutes.
Why don't you have a smile on your face? What's going on? Everything good?
Everybody, yeah, it's amazing how they notice.
Something beats you back, huh?
It's inside out. They got
Yeah.
baptized with that.